Have you ever tried to be normal while always knowing you were different? Me too. Hello, you beautiful misfits. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a different perspective, maybe some questions, and maybe something different to play around with choice. We just did a Misfits guide to choice today, this 3-hour class, and it was so cool. Some of the stuff that came up was blowing my world apart. But one of the things, and I've been looking at this quite a lot recently, is this energy of knowing when I'm actually resisting something. Like, for how many of you do you have those things in your world that you resist, but it's actually the thing that you need to choose that's going to create the most freedom and the most movement in your life? So kind of get a sense of that energy, and what would it be like if you started running towards it, started getting a sense of that resistance in your world, kind of like that wincing away from it, or that just like, oh, I don't want to choose that, knowing, because we've talked about that thing of knowing that you actually know what's true for you, you actually know what's going to set you free. Well, let me ask you this: what would it be like if you started running towards it? What would open up in your world, and how much do we refuse choosing those things because they don't match the definition, or we can't define them the way that we would usually define something in order to maintain predictability or also our comfort zone? So, choice, just choose it. Just be like, you know what, I'm just going to choose this shit today. I'm going to stop resisting it. I'm going to stop avoiding it. And I'm actually going to choose it. The next question, which I think is so cool, was, what would my point of view be if I was truly having my point of view? And one of the things I realized with that was that most of the times when we're actually unwilling to have our own point of view is when it's attached to something that we're unwilling to lose. If you've got something, kind of get the sense of somebody or something. Let's start with somebody. Get the sense of somebody in your life that you're unwilling to lose. Might be in a relationship, could be family, could be something like that. How much do you not allow yourself to actually be that question and have your own point of view, because it might challenge the thing that would actually lose them from your point of view? What would it be like if you actually were willing to lose the things in your life that you've decided you can't lose? Now, what does that mean? It's not necessarily yet. It's about getting rid of it. It's about losing the judgment that you have with it to maintain the connection. So, once again, that question: what would my point of view be here if I was truly having my point of view? I am asking that with everything at the moment, because I realized for me, I had the same thing going on. Like, even with certain things in my life, like money, when you have that as a point of view with money, that you're unwilling to lose it, how much are you not willing to have your point of view and what's true for you with regards to money, in order to maintain that idea of, well, if I had that, then I might actually lose the money I have. Or if I have that, I might not be able to make as much as I usually make, or I may not be able to see it the same way that I do, or once again have it defined in the way that I have it defined. Well, what if once again it's one of those things that you're resisting or avoiding that's going to be the thing that's actually going to create the most freedom in your world? I've got to say this again. Once again, we know. And you always know those things, which tends to be the reason we shy away from them. So, once again, what do you know? No. What is your point? What would be, easy for me to remember, what would be your point of view here if you were truly having your point of view? Check that out. There was one other thing I wanted to mention, and now I can't remember what it was. So how does it get any better than that? After a 3-hour class, especially on choice, your brain can kind of go away a little bit. So I guess that's it. I guess that's going to be a quick little Misfits video, but how does it get any better than that? Please ask that question. Man, how cool. Like, what a discovery. What an awesome discovery to truly find out what your point of view is about stuff. Like, I wonder what your point of view is about money. If you truly had your point of view about money, I wonder what your point of view would be about you. That's a big one. I mean, how much do we avoid actually looking at that one because we've decided our point of view about ourselves is one thing. I know I've done this a lot throughout my life, where I've kind of had some interesting points of view about myself. But what I mean with this question also is, you as a being, what would truly be your point of view about you if you were to have that? Maybe that you're awesome. Maybe that you're actually unstoppable. Maybe that there's nothing that you actually have to resist and react against or align and agree with in order to have your point of view. Maybe that you don't have to kind of shy away from anything anymore, and maybe choosing those things that you keep resisting are actually going to open those things up in your world and kind of show you that you have a lot more courage than you've been giving yourself credit for, but also a lot more creativity, a lot more of a sense of those things in your world that light you up. So, my beautiful friends, I hope this was a contribution. How does it get any better than this? Till next time, bye-bye.